So there was this guy named Nimrod in the book in the Bible in Genesis chapter 11. I was always fascinated with the story growing up with respect to Nimrod, the grandson of Noah, and how he was the first recorded world dictator, the first recorded world tyrant, the first documented or recorded world leader that enslaved men. And I was always fascinated growing up reading this story. If you just read it plainly, there's a whole lot to be said within these short verses about him. I would often question those in ministry and leadership about him, and not a lot of people could say much concerning him, or even gave him much thought. But growing up in the church and growing up looking at this story and reading these particular verses with respect to him, and then growing up and starting to do research and background searching on him, he's become fascinating to me. In the world that he built is fascinating to me, and that to me, just looking at this story, it seems like that we cycle through this story, through this era, through this pattern of enslavement and freedom without humanity's total and complete submission and subjection to the ways of God. How we tend to cycle between freedom and dictatorship, freedom and slavery. And I want you to know that you were created for subjugation and domination in this earthly realm, not slavery, not submission to a dictatorial system. Slavery can exist on all levels, just about any level, any plane, whether it be physically, or whether it be you're captive against your will emotionally, or whether you're captive or enslaved to another's will mentally, or even spiritually, to where whether you're spiritually connected in link to the wrong source. So slavery can be of many different forms today. Whether you're enslaved to the bottle, maybe you're enslaved to the pleasures of the flesh, maybe you're enslaved to that drug, or maybe you're enslaved to the power and the options that money can bring, the love of money. So the story of freedom and enslavement is as old as time memorial itself, and I just wanted to take a few moments to encourage you and inspire you to, wherever you may find yourself, wherever you may find this podcast streaming into your ear, that first and foremost, today's topic is about living a life of freedom and in every area of human endeavor possible. I've fallen in love with freedom, and I can't help but think about total freedom, whole freedom in every way. But just going back to the story of Nimrod, and that Genesis 11:1, and the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. Just think about that. The whole earth at this time was of one language and one speech. And it seems that we're headed that way now with respect to the signs of the times that we live in. And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there, talking about the masses migrating from the ark, from where the ark had landed after the great flood. And they said one to another, "Go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly." And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. And they said, "Go to, let us build us a city and a tower whose top may reach into heaven." And when it talks about heaven, when you look up the word behind it, it's talking about meaning lofty and sky. Also, as well as to the higher ether the celestial bodies, astrology, heaven. So there was more to this tower than just actually being a skyscraper, but it was a skyscraper, but also when you do your research on it, it served as a portal, a gateway. If I'm not mistaken, that's what Babel means, gateway of the gods. So there was more going on with this tower than meets the eye if you do your research on it. And let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad, a position, authority. Let us be the authority on this earth. This is what man is saying to God. And God told them to scatter about. So no, humanity is saying we will not follow your commands, God. We will not follow your instructions, God, but we will set up our own name, God, under the leadership and influence of other heavenly bodies. So much so that we will challenge you even on your own plane of existence. We're going to build a tower, a skyscraper, a gateway to your throne room and go to war with you. Do some research on that and see if what I just said pans out. Least would be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language. And this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. This really caught my attention when I would read that part. Nothing, where was that at? Genesis 11:6. And now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. Get that? That's powerful. That's unlimited power. If you can imagine it, you can do it. Let's put it plainly. Men, if left with enough time, if they can imagine it, they can do it. It's that simple. We are made in the image of the Creator. We are creators ourselves. We have been given the capacity, the ability to create. And you give us enough time, and we can do anything we put our minds to. That's powerful. That always stuck out to me. In that, know that you as a woman, you a God, you as a man of God, you as a human being, you have the capacity, if you can imagine it, if you put your will to it, if you put your mind to it, if you come in relationship and combination and alignment with others, and you unite and you link up with others, you do this, you grow in power exponentially. That's a real powerful concept to think about. Think about that for a minute. You as a person, no matter where you find yourself, you have the capacity. If you have the capacity to imagine it, give it enough time, you can achieve it. If you link up with somebody who's like-minded with you, you increase your speed and your distance. How about that? How about it? Exponentially. So that's a very powerful concept to think about, contemplate, and meditate on. And as you go about your daily business, I really want that to really resonate with you, and I want it to take hold of you. I want your heart to be captured and resonate with those words, that if you can imagine it, you can achieve it. You can achieve it. I want your heart to resonate with those words. Let that word resonate with your heart, and let it take captive of your thought. And that, you know what, I was meant for more than what I'm doing now. I want to think about some other things. I want my mind to be captivated with thoughts of activity, of things that not only please my body, but please my soul. Not only enables me to do what I need to do to get by and survive, but moves me to one of seeking to thrive and do and be the person that I was called to be in this earthly realm. You were made to subjugate and dominate. Subjugate and dominate. Genesis 1:26-28. Let's go to Genesis 1:26-28. Come on now. Come on in. Let me get there real quick. I'm coming. Don't worry. I'm coming. Here I come. Right here. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion. So you were created to have dominion, tread down, that is subjugate, to crumble off, to have dominion, prevail against, reign, to rule, take. So you have this authority over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created him, male and female created he them. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish, and have dominion. He said it a bunch of times, like twice already. Good night. So what is he saying? He's saying you was meant for more than just going to work, paying some bills, collecting a check, and then going party on the weekend. You were meant for more than that. You were meant, that's not living. That's just getting by. You were meant to exhibit and manifest and have what you were created, those innate talents, abilities, and capabilities that are in you, and the ones that you don't even know about yet. You were meant to access each and every one of those skills and those things in you, and you were meant to put them to use and live by them, to not only feed and satiate your heart and your mind, but also put food on the table. Your career puts food on the table. Your calling feeds your soul. But if you flip it over and you pursue, you become obsessed with feeding your soul, before long, you may find that feeding your soul also feeds your stomach too. And then you can start praying the prayer of Jabez. God, I love this. I want to share, and I want to serve, and I want to reach others with what you've placed in me. Enlarge my territory, please. And you know what? The universe, God has no choice but to respond to that, because you're doing what he created you to do. He has no choice. He has to respond. He has to. It's natural law. Seed time and harvest. Adam and Eve were the first farmers. They were given a plot. They were made to keep the Garden of Eden, but they messed up. But you know what? Even when they got put out of the Garden of Eden back to where they were made, back to the place in which they were made, if you read that, because they were taken from a place and then placed into the garden, the region of Eden. Eden was a region. And then they got kicked out and blocked out by a cherubim when they messed up. But they were still farmers, and they were given a plot to farm, and they were given the ability, the skills, everything necessary to live, be fruitful, and multiply on that farm. So, in like manner, you are given provision. You are given the ability. You are provided everything needed in order to farm your plot, to reap a harvest with whatever effort you put into it. So it's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to the effort you're willing to put in it. But I just wanted to leave you with that thought today. I just wanted to dwell and talk about that thought of going, pursuing, being captured by the thought of total freedom. Now, what are you talking about, Kevin? This total freedom thing. What do you mean? Well, let's break it down real quick. I'm I'm talking about, when I talk about freedom, I'm talking about freedom in every area of your human existence. You are a three-part being. You have a body, which is made up of earth, clay. You have the breath of life in you, which is the breath of God. That's what animates you. And you are a living soul, which means that you have a heart, you have intent, you have feelings and emotions. This is where the seat of your soul rests. And you have a brain, a mind, you have an intellect, you have genius that allows you to think and create and imagine. And then when that combines, it goes down to the gut. It gives you courage. You get the will to act. You get the will to move, to make things happen with your hands, to move things, be the initiator. That's what testosterone does for men and women. When you have the right amount of testosterone, you'll get out there and you'll move some dirt like a farmer. You'll get out there and you'll go to your job and clock in when you don't feel like it. You'll muster up the strength to wage and move forward, keep it moving, to battle through when you don't feel like it, when you don't want to. That's what testosterone does. It's the initiator. So if I'm getting off hand, just let me know. But yeah. You have the authority to live more and better today and tomorrow with respect to 2020 hindsight, a view of your past. We all come from somewhere. We all have a past. None of us are perfect, and none of us come from perfection. We all have to grow into maturity. We all have to grow into perfection. And we all come from somewhere. So, with that said, just know that in learning, hindsight is 2020. Learn from your past, live and enjoy today, and forge your brighter tomorrow. That is possible. You were created for that. You were created to thrive and not just survive. Just wanted to take a few moments to just talk about how implementing biblical principles and strategies and tactics in your life can help you live an abundant, joyful, happy, resilient, peaceful kingdom of heaven, Garden of Eden, Mount Zion, New Order, New Jerusalem existence. It's possible. And I want to keep pounding that message into you that it is possible. It doesn't mean you're not going to have struggle. It doesn't mean that you're not going to have trouble. It doesn't mean that times ain't going to get hard. It doesn't mean that you ain't going to mess up nothing like I have. It doesn't mean that you're going to not going to get off track. It just means that as long as you stay in the battle, stay in the fight, and you stay in it, you don't give up like Jacob. The angel said, man, when Jacob was wrestling that angel was like, hey, I got to go. Daybreak is coming. And Jacob said, I'm not letting you go until you bless me. And you know what? The angel just didn't bless him. You know what the angel did? He jacked up my man's hip. He was like, all right, let's see what you got, buddy. Let me throw a little pain on you. Throw a little pain on him. He jacked up his hip, but Jacob didn't let go until he got blessed. That's what life does to you. Life's going to throw some things at you. Life does not play fair. It will throw everything, including the kitchen sink, at you. You will cry. You will break up. You will be broken up. And you will be broken down. You will be taken to the brink. You will be pushed close to the edge. Everything bad that could happen, it probably is going to happen. But you have to have faith and trust in the great producer of your movie life. You have to have faith and trust in the great author of your story. That there is a climactic moment of of drama in your movie. What kind of movie are you living? Are you living a comedy, a drama, a documentary? What are you living over there? You say, I'm living a little bit of everything, Kevin. I'm living a tragedy right now, though. But I'm believing in the author that he's got something good. He's got something good. So I just want you to know. But I'm gonna keep pounding on this and reiterate it as you go about your day, that you have unlimited potential when you tap into and you attune and align yourself with the infinite creator through his son, Jesus Christ, who is the way, who is the door that you got to come through. No other way except through Christ to the Father, to the infinite Father, led by his Spirit, and the Spirit, the comforter who stays with you and walks with you when you need him to. He won't leave you or forsake you. Woo! Oh man, when you realize that, you contemplate on it, you meditate on it, and you let it sink. Start to act on that. Let your heart resonate with it. Let your thoughts be captivated with it, and start to align your will with it daily. Every day. Think about it every day. When you wake up, before you go to bed. God, I love this life. I have an attitude of gratitude. I am grateful. I am content and satiated, but yet I want more. There's levels to this. If you are infinite God and I'm connected to infinite God, then that means there's infinite levels of learning. That means that there's infinite amounts of data and knowledge and understanding and wisdom in the deep. So God, I want to go deep in you, so deep that I'm so captured and in love with you, that I'm so obsessed with you, that life, I just enjoy every moment of life and everything you created about life. Life, just breathing is good, is icing on the cake, and everything else is just like added value. So this is Kevin over at jkevinjohnson.com. Just wanted to speak a few words of encouragement and hope in your life today. Place a pebble of positivity, a pebble of potential realization in your life, that and give you hope and let you know that, hey, you were created for more than just surviving, but you were created to thrive. Looking at, like I said, the story of Nimrod and how one man dominated the world, how one man ruled and reigned over men and called them into unification with the hive mind to act against the authority of God. But just think what you can do with relationship with God, not against God, but with him, which is what you were designed to do in the first place. So you are beautiful and precious, and you are highly valuable. You are wanted. You are needed. You are cared for. Somebody misses you when you don't show up. Somebody misses you when you're not around. You are part of a community of the collective called out. Your story is good. So this is Kevin over at jkevinjohnson.com doing a little rant of hope and encouragement today in today's podcast, today's live radio talk show. If anything has touched you, or if just let me know you're out there, leave a comment or share or like. And I'm glad you all joined me. Just wanted to speak those few words of hope today and encouragement. Look forward to talking to y'all soon. May his face shine on you and give you peace. And may he lift up his name on you and all the good stuff.